Good morning, my friends. I am Doc, and I'm coming to you with a knitting and yarny podcast from beautiful New Mexico, from Albuquerque. I have meant to record outside for quite some time because I enjoy the podcast so much, where the podcaster sits outside, and it's really hard for me in the spring because we have a lot of wind. But today I think I'm gonna be okay, so I'm really gonna enjoy this. And I hope you enjoyed this little special segment of me making my latte this morning. I had my brother visiting, as I had talked about in the last episode, and we were talking a lot of coffee stuff, and he has kind of like helped me work on my barista skills a little bit. And so I thought, this is the mug that I choose in his honor today. I think it was a gift from him and his wife, and it says "Cool Sister." Yeah. And it has a sheep on there too. Hope you can see that. Yes. So what's going on? What have you been up to? Are you knitting in summer too? I knit always, hot, cold, whenever, and I knit a lot of shawls. And which reminds me, welcome to all the new subscribers. I don't know if you are local to me here in the States, or if you are a German speaking viewers, but whoever you are, I welcome you. I'm glad you found me. I love to chat about all kinds of yarny things and all the ideas that I have, and there is plenty, as you may know. So let's jump right into everything that's been happening since I filmed the last podcast. And I do want to start with telling you that I went to the Santa Fe Spring Festival at Las Golondrinas, which is a historical farm where they have all kinds of how can I say that? Well, people dress the way people used to dress back then, and they have a lot of volunteers, and they had freshly baked bread, they had brick making, they had they demonstrated they showed the different natural dyes to dye wool, and they showed kolsha embroidery, and there were also a lot of booths of local vendors, and I met my friend Laura, who's a rug hooker, and I made new friends. And the reason I'm talking about this is that there was this sweet lady from, I think, Hemes, so a good bits away, but I chatted with her quite a bit. She's a knitter also, and she makes beautiful bags, and she was selling her bags. And I had to get one, and this is the one that I chose, which is, of course, as you may guess, 4 socks. And now I've got to sneeze, even though I'm not over. So her name is Anita, and I will put up her email on the screen, because she is she has all these sweet bags, also larger ones, and she loves to combine different fabrics, and I feel like that's how I am with my yarns. When I dye yarn, I love to combine the unexpected colors, and so that's why I very much could relate. And the green seedling project, oh, that's what she calls herself. Yeah. Sorry, I'm still snifflish. And I put in a project, which is an older sock project, but I'm not going to show that because I thought I would knit maybe at the festival, but I didn't, and I haven't even touched it. So that's the socks. And the reason why I really want to knit some socks is that two friends of mine host a vanilla sock knit along on Instagram. Here's the hashtag. And it essentially translates into Knit Vanilla Socks 2022, a Cal, of course, and they've been hosting that third or even fourth time in the summer because both of them love winters better, so they want to enjoy thinking about winter when you need to wear socks. And yes, that's why they host this in summer when it's hot, and which they don't like. Yeah. So socks. And so, of course, I would love to I wanted to participate in that Cal, and I have started a pair of double knit socks. And I have already finished the first sock because, as you all know, I have a lot of leftovers from my mother, who was an avid sock knitter. That's all she would make, mainly. I mean, I would say 99%. And so I finished these socks. I mean, this sock, and I have started the next one. And like I said, I'm holding two yarns together, and what I'm using in this case is two kind of color wise coordinating leftovers, no idea what they are, commercial German sock yarn. I am using 3.5 millimeter needles. I'm a tight knitter, so I get by with 4 times 12 stitches on my DPNs, and it's kind of like the rest I wing it by, you know, the way I knit my socks, just a little bit modified. So I and because I do my socks with heel flaps, the trick is really, or I should say trick, there's no trick about sock knitting. You just grab a pattern and go for it. But if you don't have one, here is something if you want to make it up for yourself or for somebody else. That's what my grandma told me. The heel flap needs to be the length of the pinky of the person that the socks are for. And that's kind of like ingrained in my brain. I'm saying grain because I'm thinking the grain makes me think of bread, and I just ordered more rye flour for my sourdough bread because I bake bread. That's what grain bread. Okay, detour is over. So back to the socks. If you want to try these, this is what I've done. 4 times 12 stitches, 3.5 millimeter needles. If you like the needle size, but you're a looser knitter, I would suggest right away to go down to 40 stitches, 4 times 10 stitches, just so you don't have a sock don't end up with a sock that's too loose. So I showed you my first strand, and my second strand is this beautiful hand-dyed yarn that was a gift from a friend a long time ago, and I keep it all in this little basket. And I don't have the tag, but this was ancient. My friend in Germany gifted me the skein 7 or 8 years ago. So I'm happy that I'm using it now. And actually, I'm hoping that I will have enough yarn left over to knit a pair of shorties with just this yarn. Yeah, that would be next, will be next. So this was one of the things I worked on, and I also continued knitting along on this beautiful outline shawl. You've seen it many times. I just love this thing. This is a project that I'm making with 4mm needles, and I'm using hand spun minis. And since you saw it last, it has grown by this much, and I will take a look one of these days to see how much more yarn I have, how much hand spun bits, because I mean, really, look at this. Yeah, I'm definitely pretty much there. And but I was thinking, if I'm really in the cold outside, I would also love to be able to wear it like this, you know, kind of like in a coat, and do this. I'm also pretty much there, almost. Oh, it's so pretty. This is a free pattern, the outline, by Beata Jecek of Hedgehog Fibers. And yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with the pattern, with different yarns, and to make it narrower or even wider, or use a different weight of yarn. I love the flexibility in this. Talked about it so many times that I won't go into detail. And another one that I showed you last time, and that is that I've had on my needles for a while, and it lives in a bag that was a gift from dear Selma. And what's in here? Now I gotta figure this out. Well, let me show you this. This is something that my friend Melody, who was here in Albuquerque a few years ago for the Isabel Kramer retreat, and that's how we first met, or when we first met. And her label was Melody's Designs, but I don't know if she sells this pattern anymore. I love this so much, even though it's just for a half size. Look at this. I have my pattern on here, and I can check off whatever I'm doing. And like I said, she had the pattern on Etsy, but not sure if she still does. I hope so, because it's genius, and I have 3 of these. Yeah, love it. So, and I am working on, I have in here the beautiful Only Good Vibes shawl by Melanie Berg. And I am not quite sure why I am being hit by the sun, but I guess the sun is right here, and I hope you can see me okay. I think so. Yeah. Only good vibes. Melanie Berg. Can't go wrong with this. Any two slightly contrasting colors. Not too busy for the lace, of course. And what I chose is Shawl Sugarloaf. One is a Lucky colorway and one is the colorway Desert Vibes. And my favorite Shawl's yarn. And I am, if you're new and you don't know this, I am the dyer of Shawls. And I will, in fact, today show you some yarns that I've just added to the online shop, but I'll do that at the end. So I had all these ideas last time, and then of course reality hits and you only have so much time to work on things. And also I can have like 100 ideas, but in reality what I work on is really like 3 to 4 things, I found out since the last podcast. But that's okay. I mean, that's the way it is. We all need inspiration, and in my case, a lot of times it's shawls, but I also, oh my God, I apologize. I have been talking about making summer tops or wearing summer tops and whatnot, and I finally pulled out something that is actually wearable in New Mexico and that I thought I'm going to wear today for you guys on the podcast. However, you know, if you're interested in any one of my knits, I would recommend to go on Ravelry, friend me. I'm paper tag there. But this, and I always tell people, hey, everything is on there. The yarn, the needles, blah, blah. This, I was looking for it because I was curious about the yarn that I used. Can't find it. I did not do a project for this top, and I really think it's great. So I have to look and see if I maybe find at least some notes in one of my knitting notebooks. But look at this. So it's loose. It is drapey. It must have linen and viscose, and I wanted this, I think they're called waterfall thingies, necklines, right? So that's what I wanted, and I know that I remember I had to rip back several times to correct it, to get the drape, to get enough drape and depth here, because of course you don't want it sitting up here. And I think now it is perfect. And let me show you the back, even though I don't see it. I hope you can. This is also something that I like to wear. What's that called? The racer top, I think. Yeah. I think really this turned out great, and a big part of it is the yarn, and I haven't even weighed it, but I'm pretty sure that this took only about 2 skeins of yarn. And I know someone asked me about one of the yarns that I showed that I recently purchased. Please send me another message. I wanted to respond to you, but I couldn't find the message. So ask me again. I forgot to bring it, so I will respond in a message about that yarn. And what else? My goodness. I am so relaxed today because I'm outside and I'm vanishing out of your view here. My 2 biggest projects that I've worked on, and that now the gnats are coming, if you see me going crazy a little bit here. Yeah. My biggest project was the one that I last minute decided to host a cal for. And we're having a knit along for the desert sun. This is a gorgeous shawl that had only one project on Ravelry. If you are interested in participating, do it. I decided to have I know what I'll do now. I decided to have a long, oh, this is loud, isn't it? I decided to have a long knit along because everybody has knit alongs right now, which is half of the fun of summer, right? So we're having the knit along for the Desert Sun, hashtag Desert Sun Cal 2024. And to participate, you have to create a project for your Desert Sun shawl. And if you wonder what it looks like, this is it. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this. There's so much potential in this. There's all kinds of, a whole bunch of German knitters who have started theirs, and I think it's two, have already finished the shawl and are thinking about making another one or have started another one. And we have also talked about possibly using this as a pattern just with leftovers and altering it in different ways, because you could make the increases with just yarn overs and then do it in stockinette, for example. But if I do that, you will see. So mine has grown a lot since I showed you the pattern last time, and these are the yarns I have finally decided on. This is very not me, not my typical colors, wouldn't you say? But I love it, and it's so nice sometimes to branch out and try something new. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do with these mats? So I have all my yarns in here. You know what, actually, since I would love to finish filming out here, but I do not, but I gotta keep it kind of shortish, I will not do the shop update in this video. I'm gonna do a separate video for that, so sorry about that, but I can't do the nets. It's crazy. Here's my yarns, and this is how I have organized myself. Here are the labels, as you can see. Zia Wools and Vortex Yarns Whirl and Storyteller yarn. And some of which I have over dyed to create a or the partial skein, then I have over dyed to have a variation on the same color. Perks of being a hand dyer, I know. And I am trying to keep track of the amounts of yarn that I have used here, and yeah, so I get an idea of what I have used, and I will put that on Ravelry eventually. Yeah, using 3.5 millimeter needles, and feel free to join in, hashtag on Instagram, Desert Sun Cal 2024. And to be eligible for a win, I haven't decided on which skein of yarn. You need to create a project page on Ravelry. That's all you need to do. No group action, anything. Just create a project with pictures so other knitters can see what we have done and be inspired, and to benefit the designer, of course, whose name is Culabra Design, I think. Her name is Natalia Moreva. Yeah, Culabra Design. Yes, and then, you know me, lots of ideas, and then another idea, and that's what I start then. And so you don't know of what else I have started. I was digging into my stash, as we do, and I have found Lana Grossa Pep, which I used to love. I mean, I still love it, but I don't even think Lana Grossa makes it anymore. You may get this on sale somewhere or something similar, but the thing is, this is not like that other fuzzy yarn, which looks very fake. I mean, this also looks fake, but it's incredibly soft. It's a microfiber. I have made several cardigans with this. There's also another quality called Estivo by Lana Grossa. Also made cardigans with that. But from this, I had a lot of leftovers, or I bought individual skeins on sale, like this one, or this was a leftover from a cardigan that I made on commission. And I decided I need to make a cardigan for my goddaughter. That is very colorful. So I thought I'm gonna hold my fuzzy yarns together. Oh, and I should put that up. This is what I have. I should hold the yarns together just randomly, use them up if I can, and so I was looking for a yarn that I could hold it with, and I chose this. And this was a gift from an Instagram friend. It is a Noro yarn, 100% wool. That would be scratchy. What is it called? Where is it? Oh, also vintage stash, 2016. Oh my gosh. Cureopatora, 100% wool. Oh, here's my little sock notebook. This is where I keep track of all of my socks and how they're made. I was looking for that, wondering what happened to it. So this is the yarn. It's a singles yarn, lots of colors. And I started top down, and I had to go. I didn't bring my notebook, sorry, but I know that I started off with 6mm needles, but then I went gradually up. I tried 7mm, and then I went to 8mm, and this is good now. Isn't this the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life? Can't you just see a little sweet girl running around in this? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love it. So the way I'm going to do the sleeves, I will not pay attention to this yarn, but the fuzzy yarns I am keeping in order, kind of, a little bit, in this little box. So I'm sorting them the way I've used them, and the leftover that I have, whatever I have left over from the body, I just put in here. And so I know greens first, then blue, then that pastelish, and so on. And I I am using 8mm needles, and I am loving it. In the end, what I want to do is I want to pick up the stitches on the front edge and create a pink edge. Probably end it with pink also. I have quite a bit of pink. And so it kind of like it's framed by pink on top and on the bottom. And hopefully I'm going to get this done soon, so she has it for fall. But since we're not going to Germany this year, I will have to ship this. And I haven't knitted on her dress in a long time, but the dress was something that is that turned out too big. If you remember that, if you've been here for a while, you may remember the dress. And so I'm not in a rush for that. So yeah, and that's everything I wanted to show you today. And like I said, we'll do the shop updates separately because I got to get away from the gnats. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy whatever you're working on. And we have a Pride Parade in Albuquerque today, and I hope everybody has a blast there. And I will see you again soon. Bye. Oh, one more thing. For my paper and fountain pen lovers, there will be a video soon about my vintage Kaweco sport fountain pens and Kawecos, maybe all of them, maybe just the sports. I will see. I haven't decided yet. But I will see you soon, no matter what. Bye.